No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of value.
Oh, is that so? The Traveler here seems to like doing that a lot, too. Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits, you know, that kind of stuff.
They wouldn't be searching for such ordinary objects. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because abyss mages often come out from that ruin to explore. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain... However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the abyss, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance to the entire Abyss Order. One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these Abyss mages likely fear something else, much more than they do.
Paimon is getting goosebumps thinking about all...
All right, we shouldn't waste too much time here.
Cue the spotlight! Surprise!
What's the... This moment will be frozen.
Prepare to be blown away!
Freeze!
Didn't quite touch it!
Cool it!
To ashes! Yeah!
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry.
Be amazed! Over here!
Cool it!
Windblade! Wow! Besides the Abyss Order, Ruin Guards sure are active around here. Seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of Ruin Guards roaming around too.
There are no coincidences in the world. Everything is the fruit of seeds planted long ago, just like your appearance in that tavern. Time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout. Forget it. Just the connection between the Abyss Order and... Rather, they are both branches that...
Branches?
Both originate...
Huh? Conria? Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over from after the destruction of that nation? Oh. Speaking of Conria, that's really a super ancient name. Oh, right. As your guide, Huh? You have memories of being there. But that nation was destroyed 500 years ago.
Is that so? Well, but if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Conria you saw, what was it like?
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your brother from within that meteorite.
It seems your brother woke up first. But the question is, how long before you?
And then your brother told you that the destruction of Kanria plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Tevat?
The destruction of Conria? He said that?
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from... It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your brother must have understood this world better than you did, because he woke up first.
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path.
Oh, Paimon knows this part really well.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Kanria. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Tevat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war that ended Kanria.
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been before going to Mondstadt. You had just looked at some vague materials. Later, So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria so you could find your brother? Oh, yeah. You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500...
I probably know more about Kanria than both of you. Kanria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them, but because it never had a god to begin with. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented, flourishing, and glorious civilization.
A nation without a god...
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed by gods.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Kanria. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed removed from the garden of the gods.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits. Let's keep moving.
Over there! It's more ruin guards and abyss mages. Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have a lot of ruins that needed to be guarded?
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago. These Ruin Guards were known as Field Tillers by the people of Kanria.
Field tillers? What a strange name.
It's not like you think. Field Tiller was just a code name. The people of Kanria like to give code names to their weapons. The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very positive interpretation.
After the destruction of Kanria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Tevat, perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time. They found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
That sounds so sad.
Once you understand more, those details, but no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose.
Be gone! Step on up!
Dodge this. Don't get frostbite. Freeze.
Let the magic begin! Surprise! Eyes on me! Prepare to be blown away!
Don't push your luck.
Step on up! Huh? This abyss mage dropped a talisman.
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be? Perhaps it really does contain information about...
But Paimon can't read the writing on it.
Engulf the faith of the enemy in flame, and bring glory to His Highness the Prince.
What?
Loom of Fate, the Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The keyword here is Loom of Fate. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting preliminary tests.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a... From the horrible feeling... So, Dane, what does...
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation. But some parts are difficult to understand.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean? What do they want with Osile?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror though you may not have been aware of it at the time. You were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further. They won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. The talisman's message states, and the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field.
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special eye, right?
It would seem so.
This whole thing keeps...
Yes. According, thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure is a... Since no one... Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around. Maybe we'll learn some...
The cathedral.
Huh?
Nothing. Let's... A huge statue, a grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly spent a great deal of resources and energy to construct them. But how aware of this was the Animal Archon on receiving this gift? And how much did he give back in return?
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though.
As long as the
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say anything bad about the animal... And actually, the Animal Archon is...
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral.
Huh?
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs, with having me tag along would only make them suspicious. Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the... When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, I have never received the favor of the... That's enough about that. Well...
Okay, then...
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defiled statue inside the cathedral. The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue. But if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only ruin whatever element of surprise we may have. Also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss usually doesn't...
Surprise! Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion. Oh, we're here to ask some questions about...
What's that?
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question. Has the church ever lost a statue of the seven?
Huh? You're here to ask about that old story? Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago, barely anyone mentions it nowadays. A long time ago, there was indeed one statue of the seven that disappeared one night without it. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it. In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident... Of course?
Nothing? So sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside, it's for your own good.
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records.
The tyrant's final
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair. Many, many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached old Mondstadt.
Balls of fire raining from the sky?
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the tyrant's final fury. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. Right. Later, the theory of the tyrant's final fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of storms wouldn't shoot fireballs. Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the...
It's okay.
There's that pointless word, thank you again.
Oh, Rosaria, it's you.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror.
Wasn't that the Abyss Order?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the wolves. Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Right. We'll go.
Oh, okay. But please, everyone, be careful.
Step on it.
I see. Has the Abyss Order already launched a new operation? This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue.
But what is the Abyss Order going?
No, that's unlike Osile. Today, the Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
Surprise! The Abyss Order!
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
Over here!
Cool it!
Be amazed! Be gone! Whew. There's sure...
The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are.
Yeah.
I'm not going any further.
Huh? Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
It has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a servant of the Seven. I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire any... Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable. There's nothing special about gods anyway. It's just my opinion, but a word of advice. Always be on your guard when you shouldn't place too much trust in them, even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them.
Lest I repeat the failings of my forebears, I will tell you
Huh?
the destruction of the nation of Canria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven. Well, enough chit-chat. We should...
Up, there he goes. What a strange man. Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against unfamiliar. At the rite of dissension in Liyue, you're...
Honorary Knight, Paimon, what are you two doing?
Oh, Master Jean! Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the Abyss Order, so...
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not see you. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is going after Boreas. But the Abyss Order and Boreas... What is the connect?
They just like to cause trouble. The Abyss Order already went after Dvalin. It's not too surprising that they would also go after another one of the Animal Archon's buddies.
Regardless, whether the reason behind the present threat is Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas is in any danger. This god's spirit. He does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you... Okay, be...
Look! Over there, it's Razor! And the Abyss Herald!
You, not welcome here!
You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled. If you serve us, we can restore your divine powers you once held in the past. Lies.
What the heck is this ceremony? Oh no! Is this the same thing they did to corrupt Dvalin's mind?
Wolves never surrender! But this can't go on.
No matter how many times you resist us, bow before the abyss. Right?
To ashes!
Surprise! Prepare to be blown away! Windblade!
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. Cool it!
Didn't quite touch it! Cue the spotlight! Be gone!
Freeze!
Step on it! Windblade!
This wave will be frozen in time.
Surprise! Let the magic begin! Power that ended Archon!
Cool it! Ah!
Yeah!
Don't push your luck. Dodge this!
Step on it!
Surging tide.
Windblade!
The world will fall.
Cool it!
Over here! Windblade!
Tide. The end will come.
Be gone! Be amazed!
Abyss. How does an old... No matter. This is but...
It disappeared again!
Thank you. You came.
Human Lupercal. I am ashamed that you must see me in my present state. But still, the Abyss Herald underestimated my strength.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial, but scary outsider, not respect trial rules. I too didn't see.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging him in a trial?
Thank you. In the future, my claws must get sharper. You smelled danger and came here?
No, we heard about the danger. Paimon's note, besides coming to help, we actually have something... excuse us, Mr. Wolf God. Do you know anything about the first field tiller?
I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this field tiller is. Though there was indeed one human-made machine, it entered into my proving ground by accident. But it could not think, only fight. I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Missiles? I do not know. It could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs.
Fireballs? Hey, didn't we hear this somewhere else Anyway, this pretty much... It sounds like the first... But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while fighting the Wolf of the...
Don't know, but
Yes, you were... We need to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking.
yes, I smell more danger. Bigger danger. You too. Also, be careful.
Well, that was some good intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane. Did you see Master Jean?
I saw her, but purposely avoided her. As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservations towards me. If I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the object of one of her investigations. But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss forces, but wasn't able to gather any information. Did you have more? I see. Well then, we can more or less figure out where the first field tiller ended up.
Huh? Really?
That information combined with a more comprehensive... For example, the old story you told me you heard in the... Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister.
Ah, Paimon gets it. So the Tyrant's final fury was really just missiles fired from the field tiller after it ran from Wolvendom. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt, and then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would would fire a ton of missiles at them. Until one day, it finally broke down for good, and the fireballs stopped raining from the sky. Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area. What do you mean?
Huh? Oh, Paimon remembers too! We saw that abandoned ruin guard sitting atop the tower when we went there before. This is it, right? Okay then, use your elemental Ooh, so what did you see? Huh?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not powered by the elements. Let me give it a try. And done.
Wow!
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking. All of the ruin
Prototype?
As the Abyss Order has and if the limbs of Osai and this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia. Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
No.
Huh? You?
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into. No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well, you know I don't trust them.
Oh!
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue. We can't have the Church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves.
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven, as well as being a... well, good thing we didn't tell Bart.
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs to them? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue. I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
So after all the... running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in. Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue... We just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take...
Looks like we're here. An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber.
Oh,
Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue.
You are just as vexatious as ever. I sense your soul is stained by Oh, and something far more dangerous. Then we are the same. We're both dangerous.
It is your words that forever reek. Time to silence you!
Dodge this!
Chip on them! Windblade!
Freeze!
Over here!
Cool it! Dodge this!
Cue the spotlight!
Cool it!
Over here!
Did I get frostbite?
Windblade!
Don't push your luck. What's the hurry? This doesn't look good. Cool it!
Prepare to be blown away! Windblade! Eyes on me! Strip on them!
Freeze!
The end is nigh.
Over here! Let the magic begin!
Cool it!
Strip on them!
Dodge this!
Be gone!
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time.
Surprise!
Cool it!
Over here!
Lumine.
Wait! He just blocked an attack against the Abyss Herald. Your brother? And the...
Lumine, why are you with Dane?
Uh-huh? Your brother knows...
Ether.
What's going on here?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Ether.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop the Abyss. That man Dainsleif was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of A curse of immortality was laid upon him, to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into the monsters of the Abyss.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same Conria that was destroyed, and you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but is actually the people of and the whole thing about Dane being your enemy...
Yes, of course. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end. Listen to me, Lumine. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, sister. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information. That's at least now, as well as the 7. Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right? That's right. By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Oh. First off, that Abyss Herald called your brother. It seems like your brother is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to him. Also, your brother said that he wants... Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. And Dane is from Conria too. He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago. So that's why your brother said that Dane... But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemies with the Abyss Order now? Also, how come after all this time we've spent searching for your brother, it turns out he's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that? Yeah, then we can't let our journey's not over yet. If your brother wants you to reach the end of your journey, come on, traveler, let's go. imagined your brother would have sided with the Abyss. Well, Paimon believes in both, and when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? He said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets, and we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going. Then although, where should we go next? Oh, you mean the god that took your brother away? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her. Yeah, Paimon bets she's the... Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far, the Animo and Geo-Archons. So, next, Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. We'll have to find some other... Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already! Atsuko and Leah